I'm going to wait.
But you really should take advantage of sitting right there.
I'm going to, once they come in, and once everything starts, I'm going to swing right over and make a stick. And I'll sit right there. I'm not going to sit.
Want to walk behind us? Walk behind us. Shamayim va'aretz Ezri me'im Adonai Oseh Shamayim va'aretz Ha'itein lamod raglecha Ayanum shomrecha Hine lo yanum velo ishan Shomer Yisroel Adonai shomrecha Adonai tzilcha ayad yeminecha Adonai shomrecha Adonai tzilcha ayad yeminecha Yomam HaShemesh lo yakeka v'yareach balayla Adonai yishmorcha mikol ra, yishmor et nafshecha. Adonai yishmor tzeircha uvoecha. Me'ata ve'ad olam. Al mekoma tavo v'shalom. I turn my eyes to the mountains. From where will my help come? My help comes from Adonai, from God, maker of heaven and earth. God will not let your foot give way, your guardian will not slumber. You see, the guardian of Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. God is your protection, your guardian at your right hand. By day the sun will not strike you, nor the moon by night. God will guard you from all harm and guard your life. God guards your going and coming now and forever. These are the words of Psalm 121, known in Hebrew as Shir LaMa'alot, a song for ascending. And we say, Al Mekoma Tavo V'Shalom, may our beloved go unto God in peace. Hatzur Tamim Paulo Kichol Rachab Mishpat, El Emunah Ve'enav El Tzadik V'Yasharhu. Tzadik Ata Adonai Lamidu Lachayot, Asher B'Yadcha Pigaron Kol Ruchot, Chalila Lecha Zichronenu Limchot. V'yihiyu Na'inecha V'Rachamim Aleinu Fekuchot, Ki Lecha Adonai Rachamim Ve'aslichot. Adonai Natan V'Adonai Lakach, Yehi Shem Adonai Mevorach. V'hu Rachum Yechaper Avon V'lo Yashchid, V'hirba L'Ashiv Apo V'lo Yirkocha Mato V'Yashov He'afar Al Haaretz Shehaya. V'Aruach Tashuv El HaElohim Asher Netana. The dust returns to the earth as it was, but the spirit returns to God who gave it. May our beloved soul be bound up in the bond of life eternal, and may God send comfort to those who mourn and grant strength to those whose burden is sorrow. Thank you, everyone, for coming. And to those of you who can't be here with us at the Shaarey Zedek Cemetery but have tuned into the broadcast, thank you. Thank you to all of you for joining your hearts together with those who are now in mourning, to give them courage and strength. We are here today as family and friends and as a community to honor Barbara Winestock. Barb. Bracha Bar Chaim HaKohen V'Gitel, the daughter of Jaime and Gertie Block, Zichronam Livracha, of blessed memory. We are here to remember her and to celebrate her life. And together, we are here to say goodbye. Barb passed away yesterday, the 28th day in the Hebrew month of Elul, at the age of 74. She is survived by her family. Bailey and Noah, and grandkids Layla and Caden, Gabriel and Kylie, and her sister Ava. Barb was predeceased by her parents, Gertie and Jaime, and by her husband, Larry. Zichronam Livracha, all of blessed memory. I'm very fortunate, like all of you, to say that I knew Barb Winestock. I'm proud and very happy to say. I was involved in weddings and funerals and true life cycle events with her. But I knew her face long before I knew her because I recognized her from the halls of Grey Academy, where she worked as a teacher's aide, where she truly found her calling. Though she did also work for quite a few years in the 80s, selling ads for a radio station. She was quite proud of that work as well. But as a teacher's aide at Grey Academy and a substitute in the high school working with kids, she really found her place and into the hearts of so many students and colleagues. We will hear eulogies from her dear friend Leslie and also from her son Gabriel. By way of introduction, I can share what we all know to be true. Barb was welcoming and warm. Her smile was just as she was, inviting, full of life, outgoing. She loved to host people at her home and always had an open door policy, especially having people over at this time of year, right around the holidays. She was kind and generous, but Ava told me she could unleash her temper on you. She was very social. I remember when we honored Larry a few years ago, that her family told me stories of them staying out late, partying with friends. They loved to travel. They loved their time in Mexico. And certainly together again, they are bickering, but also finding the fun and adventure in life. She was a terrific artist, very creative. She sewed, she painted. She also loved to cook. She came from humble beginnings in the North End, Barbara Block. The family lived on Matheson. Jaime had a moving company. The family also ran a store near Fisher Branch. Barb went to Talmatora and to Garden City Collegiate. And the closeness she had with her sister Ava was something they kept throughout their lives. Best friends. To see Barb in all her glory as an example would be, if not at the halls of the Grey Academy, maybe at Winnipeg Beach. Outside her cottage, there on the corner, yelling at passers-by for missing the stop sign, really shouting out to anyone who would pass by, inviting them in, and many people did. An open-door policy existed at the beach, of course. People loved Barb. It's evident. To know her was to love her. And the things you'd hear from friends and colleagues throughout the year, only good things. She was honest, straight to the point. How many times did her family say, "I can't believe she just said that"? And in the last 5 years, the chance to become Baba Barb, to Layla especially, and then Caden in the last year as well, but especially time with Layla, was truly precious and cherished. Bailey and Noah were fortunate to have taken a few trips with Barb in these recent years. When we were talking about her last night, Noah mentioned that she kind of had a guilty pleasure for those quizzes that you take on Facebook that tell you what kind of person you are. But hers was true. The results revealed that she was selfless, had the brightest smile, and never gives up. 6 years ago, she was diagnosed with brain tumor. And the last 6 years have been, to say the least, with ups and downs, and many downs. As I said to someone who just visited her at the Simpkins Center where I work, to see a person so full of life lose that zest of life is so cruel. It's a terrible illness Barbara has suffered with and that her family has suffered with. There's a Jewish teaching, death is better than a life of pain and eternal rest is better than a constant sickness. Our hope now, our prayer is that the suffering is over and Barb can be at peace. And that she will live on in the memories of those she leaves behind. In our hearts and in our memories is where her memory will endure as a blessing. May she rest in peace. I'd now like to call up Leslie, her dear friend Leslie Cates, to deliver the first eulogy, and then Gabriel after that.
Okay, can you hear me? Better than the rabbi? Good. Well, we all love this positive, fun-loving friend and so full of life, just like what the rabbi said. Never, never see a frown on that woman's face. Not a care in the world. I have 2 funny stories to share with you. The first one, we all have a cottage at Winnipeg Beach. Barb and Larry were over for dinner, and then we played cards, and it was August, so August gets pretty dark. So they're driving down the back lane, and my husband Jack said, "Do you hear that noise? Well, wait, we better go outside and check this out." Well, we had a tin garbage can then. Barb and Larry drove over the tin garbage can and went to their house. So we phoned them and said, "Did you hear any noise in the back lane?" Barb says, "Yeah." I said, "Well, do you know what it was?" No, I said, "Go look under the car." She says, "Oh, whose garbage can would this be?" Yeah. Anyway, so that was a real funny story. What else do I have to tell you? Oh, so we go my dog and I, we go walking, so we pass her cottage. And I just wanted to walk. And, hey, is that you? Come on in. Come in for coffee. I said, no, I need to walk. Just come in. Anyways, I went in 2 hours later. So that was like, push. What else can I tell you? Oh, I know. My sister, Debbie Lewis, and myself and Barb decided last minute, of course, let's go to Grand Forks. Okay, I drove a convertible then, and Barb says, please, can I drive your car? I said, not happening. Anyways, we get to Grand Forks, and I said, fine. She was driving me nuts. So we went to Grand Forks. I said, take the car already. Well, she went down a one-way the wrong way. And my sister and I are like, I won't say what I want to say, but we were very, very nervous. Barb goes, forget it. We'll get on the road. Not a problem. So Debbie and I are, oy vey, what are we going to do with her? So those were really, really funny stories that I remember of Barb, and I'll always remember. And in closing, our Barb will always be a ray of sunshine. Even how she is now looking down on all of us. Thank you.
Today there is such little tolerance for surprise and for the unexpected. We wrap our products in advisories and we manufacture anticipation for every advancement and innovation we come up with. We preface every creative work with content warnings, and many today require weeks of forewarning just to get together with friends and socialize. We fear the unexpected and we dread surprise. The sensation of being ill-prepared is deemed the most intolerable. It has been only 30 hours now since my mother died. Barely 30 hours. I haven't had enough time to gather my own thoughts. Never mind the thoughts I want to share with everyone here. I'm completely ill-prepared. I want to say the words that will move you. I want to take the complex feelings we are all experiencing right now and express them in a way that brings closure and the deepest meaning to this moment. I want you all to leave here with the feeling of having gained something rather than having only lost something. But finding the correct words and arrangements takes time. Time that I did not get the luxury of. And it has nothing to do with the last 30 hours since our mother died. I've been standing right here for 6 years. Completely and utterly ill-prepared here for 6 years. And in that time, we have all spent some hours, some days right here. And I don't need to tell you that it's been difficult. In 2019, my mother was given 11 to 13 months to live. I had never cried so hard in my life. I tried to never show her how upset I really was, not because I wanted to be the strong one or to show some resilience, but because I thought if I downplayed her illness, perhaps she might believe it, and mind could overpower that matter. She would tell me she didn't want to make plans for the next summer because she didn't know if she would live that long and if she would be there. I would quote my sister's signature and say, well, that's stupid, and make her make plans for the next summer and the next. And then I would go home and I would cry for hours. She would tell me that she had cancer. I would say lots of people have cancer. She would tell me she had an injury. I would tell her she had a boo-boo. She would tell me she was sick. I would tell her, I know, I've seen your art. I have to tell myself that doing this helped. That downplaying played some role in her outlasting that prognosis. And I have to believe that. This summer, she beat her prognosis for the 6th time. She experienced getting 2 grandchildren. She was at my graduation, and she spoke and danced at my wedding in that time. But in those 6 years, she slowly lost everything of the Barbara we knew and loved. What she had to experience and what we had to all watch were all the things that made her who she was slowly fade and disappear. We mourned the aspects of her that made her my mother, and we did so one by one. This is not how she would want to be remembered. Today, I ask you all, please, don't think anymore about the end. Think and remember your Barb stories, like the ones Leslie told us, and I know we all have them. We all have our own. As her personality was, we'll say, conducive to story creation. I once had my mother's do a Myers-Briggs personality test. The tester believed there had been an error because she scored 100% extroversion. She was asked after, did you ever think and keep it to yourself? Her response to that question, the response you're imagining right now, that's what I want you to remember. Remember my mother as the imperfect nut that she was, in a big hat and a red convertible, or she's painting, or she's teaching, or she's just being generally loud. Today, there is so little tolerance for surprise and the unexpected. And in 2019, my mother's diagnosis completely blindsided us. And we've all been mourning pieces of her ever since. After 6 years of doing this, I'm not just asking you to remember those stories, your Barb stories, and those memories. I'm not just doing that to ask to get to help you all. After 6 years, I think Bailey and I need some help remembering that part too. And so I ask genuinely that if you have any memories, any stories, any thoughts, like, please reach out. It's been 6 years of not seeing the best. So please share them with us. Simple enough to get our contact information, and after this we're going to Bailey's restaurant and bar, not her house. We're going to Bailey's restaurant and bar after this, so if you want to join us for a drink, please do. But help us remember a better time than what we've all seen these past few years. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Gabe. Beautifully well spoken. And thank you to Leslie for sharing those stories as well. In light of the fact that Rosh Hashanah begins this evening at sunset, there will be no formal Shiva. But to echo the sentiment that Gabriel just shared, please continue to reach out to the family and share your stories of Barb and to connect with them at this time. Especially during the holidays like this, to be thrust into grief and mourning is a complete upside down experience. So to see everybody here and to know that you can be their support, thank you. And as well to everybody who was listening. So text messages, emails, phone calls. And as he mentioned, they're going to Bailey's restaurant for a drink. Nothing formal, but if you want to go and join them, that's where they will be. We'll now recite the El Malei Rachamim, the traditional memorial prayer, in honor of Barb Winestock. El Malei Rachamim, Shochein Bamromi, Amtzei Menucha Nechona, Tachat Kanfei Hashchina, B'malot Kedoshim Utehorim, Yezohar Araki Amazirim, Enishmat Bracha Bar Chaim HaKohen V'Gito She'alcha Le'olama Began Eden Day Menuchata Hanabal Harachamim Hastirei Beseiter Kenafecha Le'olamim Utzror Bitzror Achaim Enishmata Adonai Hu Nachalata V'tanuach B'shalom Amishkava Romar Amen. Exalted, compassionate God, grant infinite rest in your sheltering presence among the holy and the pure to the soul of Barbara Winestock, who has gone to her eternal home. Merciful One, we ask that she find perfect peace in your eternal embrace. May her soul be bound up in the bond of life. May she rest in peace. And let us say, Amen. I want to thank the family for the honor and the opportunity to be here and acknowledge the pallbearers, again, for the mitzvah. In a moment, we will recite the Mourner's Kaddish and then conclude our service with the mitzvah of shoveling earth into the grave. The mitzvah is to take care of somebody until the very end. This is a very important thought in Jewish tradition. This is how we make good on this idea that the ultimate form of respect is to accompany a loved one here to her final resting place and to participate in her burial. In Jewish tradition, we believe that to bury someone with our own hands is a very powerful gesture. These are the hands that held their hands, kind, knowing, sorrowful. The family will lead us in the ritual, but everyone who is here is invited to participate. There are multiple shovels, so people can line up on different sides. We always say, at this time of year especially, please be mindful and be careful around the gravesite. It can be slick. Most people pour 3 shovelfuls of earth, but there are different customs depending on where you go. Some people use the front of the shovel, some people use the back of the shovel. Some people will turn it midway. Some people, when they're done, will pass the shovel to the next person, but others, as if reluctant to pass on what feels like a burden, will return the shovel to the earth. It is not a burden. It is the way of taking care of someone who meant so much clearly to so many people. A selfless act. We do without any hope of reward. A true mitzvah. Whatever the custom you're familiar with, we encourage you to embrace. And if you want to participate but are unsure about using one of the large shovels, you may not be able to see it, but on my side here in front of the large pile of dirt, there's a pail with a small shovel and sand, and you can pour 3 shovelfuls of that as well if you want to participate in the mitzvah. Again, thank you everyone for being here. We'll now recite the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mivorach le'alam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitale v'yitalal Shemei dekudsha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba min Shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. May the one who creates peace and harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to all humanity, as again we say, Amen. And to the family we say, Hamakom yinachem etchem b'toch sha'ar Avei Tzion v'Yerushalayim. May you be comforted and consoled among all those who are or who have ever been in mourning in our community. Thank you again, everyone, for being here, for honoring Barb. I'd like to invite the family to come forward and lead us.